Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Actually, I was born in East Turkestan. Today, the Chinese government called Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. In Uyghur, we can say in my mother language, we can say Uyghur, but English-speaking people cannot say Ghi. That's why Uyghur. Also, Netherlands people said Uyghur. Actually, people here, brother here, like they can say Uyghur. You can say Uyghur. And also why our country called East Turkestan, because East Turkestan is located the eastern part of Turkestan. Turkestan is a very big area. Before the Soviet Union, I mean they occupied West Turkestan, like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Azerbaijan. Before that area called Turkestan, but China and the Soviet Union, I mean Russians, divided Muslim lands part and part. Stan means land, just like Pakistan, like Uzbekistan. That's why our country called East Turkestan, because the Muslim Turkic-speaking people live in that area. The East Turkestan located eastern part of Turkestan. Today, the East Turkestan located west part of China, northwest part of China. That's why they call the East Turkestan. In that area, we have Uyghurs, Uyghur, for example, Kazakh, Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Tajik, and Tatar. That's why our people call that area East Turkestan. And our people, they are Muslim. Like we are Sunni Muslim, we don't have any section. And I don't want to talk more about the history because I limit time, but I will explain to you how the Chinese government invaded and occupied East Turkestan. Before the Communist China, the China today, People's Republic of China, it was ruled by Manchu dynasty, not Chinese people. 1911, the Chinese nationalists ruled against the Manchu dynasty and reformed Chinese Nationalist Party in China. At that time, East Turkestan was also the under occupation of like the nationalist Chinese. After the Chinese nationalists took power, we had a lot of conflict, a lot of war, struggle, want to get our independence from nationalist Chinese, but we get it. Like 1933, we established Islamic Republic of East Turkestan. The capital was Kashgar. If like the map, if the map is here, I will show it. Like Kashgar actually located southern part of East Turkestan, like the Kashgar. If you look like Tajikistan, the Afghanistan, Kashgar is located. It's very famous place. In history, it was called Sani Bukhara. Number one is Bukhara today, like Bukhara in the city of Uzbekistan. The second one is the Kashgar, because it had a lot of scholars. That's why called Sani Bukhara. It was capital of East Turkestan. But 1934, the help of Russian government, the Chinese, destroyed the Islamic East Turkestan Republic, and we still had a war with the Chinese, the nationalists. And after that, like 1944, we again get back our country, but after 6 years, we lost again our country because of Russian government. Today, how Russian government killing our brothers and sisters in Syria, how Russian government helping the Assad region. That's why it was the Russian government to help the Chinese nationalists 1933 and 1944. That's why we lost our country. In 1949, the China, today the People's Republic of China, the Communist China, invaded Turkestan by force, and we had a war from 1949 until 1955, the 6 years war between the Chinese people and the Muslims in Turkestan. And officially, 1955, the Chinese government changed Turkestan into Xinjiang, Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. Xinjiang is in Chinese language, it means like new frontier, new land. After the Chinese occupation, whenever Chinese government get any opportunity to kill, torture, kidnap the Uyghurs, they can use 1960, the Chinese government labeled the Uyghurs like you allied with the United States, you allied with Europe, and arrested many Uyghurs, put them in jail, and also opened the border, the Uyghurs, and many Uyghurs from Turkestan, they flee to the neighboring country, Kazakhstan, Turkestan, and Uzbekistan. And that's why we have, some people said in Kazakhstan 1 million Uyghurs, some people say 2 million Uyghurs, but in Central Asia, the Uyghur population is not less than 5 million. That's true. So, the 1970, the Chinese government also used, maybe, I don't know, here brothers and sisters read about some Chinese, cultural revolution. Chinese cultural revolution, it was started 1966 until 1976. The 10 years, the cultural revolution, the Chinese government forced the Uyghurs to eat pork and forced the Uyghur mosques become the Chinese like a pork house, to be honest. And also the Chinese government banned the Uyghurs imams, schools learning Islam. But after 1976, the Chinese government, it had contract some the business with European countries or Western countries, and they demand to them, okay, we can do business Western part of China, you'll be free, like the East Turkestan and Tibet. And 1980, yes, we had little bit opportunity to practice our religion and Islam, and our culture, and also that area called Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. It's autonomy. But autonomy is only paper. It doesn't work. It never implemented. But 1980, we had little bit opportunity, we had many scholars, and they did all their best to teach Islam to our children, brothers and sisters. But again, the Afghan war started 1979 until 1990. The 10 years, the Chinese government also always accused the Uyghurs a separatism, because the Chinese government know it. It's an occupied area. That's why always say, okay, the Uyghurs, Turkestan people, separatists, and say they are separatists, they have links, this organization, that organization, a lot of accusation. But bad thing is after 11 September. 11 September is a very good opportunity for the Chinese government. And after 11 September, the Uyghur children not allowed to study Quran. Not allowed to study Quran. Actually, we don't have any Islamic madrasa, Islamic schools. Yes, we have 1 or 2. But that 1 or 2 works for the Chinese communist government. Just communist propaganda, communist ideology. Just brainwash people. After 11 September, Chinese government, any Uyghurs who want to teach their children Islam in school, the Chinese labels them, you have links with the Taliban, you have links with Al-Qaeda, and put them in jail. That's what happened in Turkestan after 11 September. And also, after 11 September, the Chinese government, how we can say, here also I would like to explain to brothers and sisters, the Chinese government one policy, because I don't want to make you be confused. If you look at today, the China, it has a lot of propaganda machine, and said, yes, look, the Uyghurs outside say always, they are US agents, they are always propagating something like that. It's not so. Inside of China, there are 2 big Muslim nations. One of them Uyghur, one of them Chinese. And we say one of them Turkic-speaking people, one of them Chinese speaking, the Chinese Muslim. The Chinese government allow the Chinese speaking Muslims to go to like Middle Eastern country, Saudi Arabia, Misr, Sudan, allow them to learn Islam, and also allow like many Muslim organizations open the foundation and Arabic schools inside of China, but not inside of East Turkestan. That's why I would like to say, because if you look a lot of news like the Muslim media, Uyghurs lying. They are just US agents, blah blah, something like this. So here I would like to clarify. So after 11 September, and because of so-called international terrorism, the Muslim woman not allowed to wear hijab. And like Muslim man who is under than 60 years old, not allowed to go to the Hajj or Umrah in Saudi Arabia. This is how the Chinese government after 11 September, step for step, they implemented harsh policy against the Uyghurs. And like how we can say, have you heard, brothers and sisters, like 2014 and 15, 16 in China, no Ramadan, no Tarawih, no halal food? Yes, actually, like anyone who works for the Chinese government, who like a student, and who works for like a big company, for example, is not allowed to pray 5 times a day, not allowed to go to mosque, and also student is also not allowed to fast Ramadan, and like schoolmasters and the government, the police force them to like break the Ramadan, break the fast, the force them to drink and to eat. That happened 2013 and 14. But farmer, for example, yes, they can fast Ramadan. It was 2014 and 13, 15. But at that time, inside of China, like another Chinese citizen, Uyghur Muslim, they are allowed until now, for example. That's why the Chinese sometimes invite like big scholars like Yusuf al-Qaradawi to China, and look, we treat the Muslims so nicely. That's Uyghurs. They are separatists, and they are US agents. There are a lot of like a false fabrication. But what really bad happened like 2016, the Chinese government opened like concentration camps. Some people called like re-education camps. Some people called internment camps. Actually, 2017, we like tweet about the Chinese concentration camps. The Chinese government rejected. We don't have concentration camps. And we got like some people from some evidence from the East Turkestan, and people testified, yes, that happened. The Chinese government said, yes, we have re-education camps, not the concentration camps. What's a re-education camp? The Chinese government said that the Uyghurs brainwashed, as they are extremists, fundamentals. That's why we label them. That's why we train them in the camps. Inside of camps, the Chinese government raped the Muslim woman, and forced them to dance with the Chinese man, and forced them marry with the Chinese man. You know, brother, today, like if you look, here I'm a little bit emotional, I'm very sorry. But we are the East Turkestan people. We are part of the Muslim Ummah. We are part of the Muslim Ummah. We are children of Imam Bukhari. Today, why the Muslim Ummah so silent about China's crimes against the Muslims in East Turkestan? If something happened, for example, Syria or Palestine or Kashmir, everyone is like tweet, write articles. Yes, please, we demand nothing else. Please stand up for your brothers and sisters. East Turkestan is East castle of Muslim Ummah. If today you are not standing for East Turkestan, and you will be regret, and East Turkestan becomes second Al-Andalus, and we will be crying, oh, Al-Andalus. That's big disaster, brothers and sisters. You have responsibility. Allah said, Muslim is brother, nothing else. We are brothers in Islam. Well, today, like a couple months ago, we had like a big meeting in UN. I don't know, UN does nothing. They're rubbish, trash, to be honest, what I will say. But the problem is there are many Muslim countries there. All of them standing with China. That's pity for us. That's hurted us. We are Muslim. We are your brothers and sisters. actually we are defending you. If you today not stand for East Turkestan, what will happen? Next is Turkey, like a Stan, like a Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Pakistan. If you look at today Pakistan, the situation, Pakistan already become puppet of China. If you look at like Balochistan, for example, you can see a lot of Google it, search it. That's why today I would like to say, my brothers and sisters. So I would like to finish my speeches here. I will say, brothers and sisters, Google it. What really happened in Turkestan? Raping, kidnapping, killing. Look it up. More than 3 million Uyghurs. That's happened. I will testify by Allah. If I'm a liar, Allah can understand me. How the Chinese government kill Muslims? They are your brother, your sister in Islam. We can work, we can stand together. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.